All right, I'm trying to learn the song "Celebrate Me Home," originally done by Kenny Loggins. I discovered it with Ruben Studdard. I also like Donna Summer's version, so I'm gonna try to sing along with him so I can kind of learn it. I'm going home today. I believe I'll miss each and every face. Come on and play my music. Turn on every love light in this place. Place to find myself totally surrounded in the circle of my friends. Please celebrate me home. Play me a number, please celebrate me home. Play me one more song that I'll always remember. And I can recall whenever I feel self alone. I can sing me home. I just want to learn the first part of it. So I'm going to see if I can try it. It's like some of it I really don't know. Like, I don't know. Home for the holidays. I believe I'll miss each and every face. Come on and play my music. Turn on every love light in this place. It's time I found myself totally surrounded in the circle of my friends. Please celebrate me home. Play me a number, please celebrate me home. Play me one more song that I'll always remember. Whenever I find myself so all alone, I can sing me home. Okay, maybe not. I'm going home today. I'm going home today. I believe that I've missed each and every phase. Come on and play my music. Turn on every love light in this place. It's time I found myself totally surrounded in the circles of my friends. Please celebrate me home. Play me a number, please celebrate me home. Play me one more song that I'll always remember whenever I'm feeling so all alone. I can sing me home. Okay, obviously I don't know that part. Let's try it again. See if I can figure it out. I'm going home today. I believe that I've missed each and every phase. Come on and play my music. Turn on every love light in this place. It's time I found myself totally surrounded in the circle of my friends. Please celebrate me home. Play me a number, please. Celebrate me home. Play me another song that I'll always remember. Whenever I find myself feeling so all alone. I can sing me home. I'm going home. I'm going home today. I believe that I've missed each and every phase. Come on and play my music. Turn on every love light in this place. This time I found myself totally surrounded in the circle of my friends. Please celebrate me home. Play me a number, please. Celebrate me home. Play me another song that I'll always remember whenever I'm feeling so all alone. I can sing me home. All right, so I'm gonna. I know this is pretty bad, but it is one of my favorite songs. I don't really like any of the renditions that are out there. Ruben Studdard and Donna Summer are my favorite, with some honorable mentions to the other. So I want this to be my outro song. And when I feel, for me, when I say celebrate me home, back to home meaning being the soul, the essence, the heart of who I am. I think all of us, life is a continuous spiral. All of us begin at a certain point, and we consider that home because that's where we're held, we're enveloped, we're enriched. And then as we go through our childhood and become adults, we leave and we're excited about leaving. And then it comes to a point when we realize that the real world, we've kind of been bamboozled. It's not really what it seems. So we want to come back to our traditional values. And of course, it's an outward spiral. So traditional values, but sharpened. So that's what it means to me. And that's what 2016 is going to be for me. It's coming back home, to who I am. I think that in the last 10 years, I've been pulled in so many directions as far as, trying to, and I think this is the same thing when I talk about how back in the day when black people joined the military, is they were so hurt by the system and the country, and they wanted to show that, hey, I forgive you all. I'm a member of this country, and I can, I can put bygones behind, and I can, show that I'm worthy of supporting and defending this country and so forth. And so you get pulled through all these things where you're trying to be everything that everybody else wants you to be, and these things that people want you to be, it's not necessarily for the benefit of you. It's to promote and support whatever their cause is, which may be completely opposite of what you're doing. And whenever you go through the system, like for me, like I said, the last 10 years, that's kind of what it was. I got pulled away from who I was, and I was focused on who these people thought that I was, or who these people were saying that I was, and trying so frantically to please folks, or to, prove, when really you're already validated by God. There's no reason to prove, no need to prove, because you already are. All you have to do is just be, hence human being. So that's all you have to do is just be. So that's what 2016 is going to be for me, just being, appreciating, loving, honoring, respecting, affirming, the beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful, talented, loving, humanitarianistic, um, wise person that I am. And it's funny that when I think about the wise portion, wisdom throughout history has been denoted by the snake or, the other forces, wise, because you're sapient, you're learning, you are aware, You know, that everything is not just what people feed you. They'll feed you all the good, but there's some things that are counter good too. And you need to be aware of that. So with Sapiens, you know, and it's ironic too, like I said in the past, probably half a year or so, um, maybe a little bit longer, I discovered that the sign that I'm born under has shifted. You know, in 2012, it's shifted from Sagittarius to Ophiuchus, which, ironically, the symbol for that is denoted by a man holding a snake on both ends, you know, trying to manage wisdom. And so that's what it is, you know, and that's who I am, you know. Sagittarian, really, truly, you know, I did associate myself with a lot of those qualities. And you know, the times have changed, the stars have changed, and you know, in reality, that's what the sign has been changed to. And the and I love I'm a Sagittarian Ophiuchus. That transition, you know, of going from, and I didn't mention this other person that I met yesterday, and I will in the next segment, but um, the color was turquoise, and which I have on now, but and Ophiuchus, the color is purple, and it's just so beautiful. And like I said, my life, ironically, everything fits into place. And I think I have about 4 minutes, so I'll talk quickly. Yesterday, you know, about fitting, and this goes right into fitting into what people want you to be versus who you are, and sometimes it being too tiring to tell people, hey, that's not what I am. I'm this. So you let it go. But you know, for those that will listen, you know, feel be tell them and enjoy it. Yesterday, I didn't mention this other person I met. I told you I met so many people. I'm sure I lost a lot of them in the crack. But there was a guy again at the bus stop, short Hispanic guy. We were the only one Latin guy, whatever ones that were there. He walked over to me, and since the only one that's there, you know, if you're a fairly social person, like I said, you're gonna people are we kind of draw to each other. So he came and sat by me again just to have somebody to talk to, probably until the bus came. So he came and he, you know, started talking to me. Of course, he asked the normal questions that guys try to ask, you know, your name, your race, you know, this, you know, all the obvious stuff about me. And then, you know, I didn't answer any of those, you know, regular questions. And I don't remember the order he asked them in. I didn't give him my name because it's not important. You know, we don't know each other. It's not really important. You know, what's important is, you know, and I explained that I was a spiritual person. That what's important is on the inside. And, you know, I want to take the time for him to get to know that. And so he was asking me about my race, and I was just like, you know, that's not important either. You know, it's not important. I want you to enjoy the, you know, what's spiritually there. And so we started talking, and he was just like, you know, he was asking all these questions, Indian, such and such and such. No, 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 no. Then he was asking me about, he just made all these different assumptions about me. And every time I tried to tell him who I really was, it was like he blocked it. And not that he was a bad person, but he blocked it because he didn't want to hear that, because he had in his mind what he wanted me to be. This is what he wanted me to be. And then he was like, "Oh, you're a Christian, you know, you're religious. No, you're Christian. No, are you an Israelite?" And this is not how the conversation flowed. Completely differently. No, I'm this, and then you know he would jump in and call me something else. No, let me tell you who I am. You know, I don't subscribe to any religion. He was like, "No, those are the things that people tell me when they." But no, this is completely me. This is not through any. I never studied whatever that Israelite thing is or anything like that. You know, it just so happened that you know, I'm just being real to who I am, and I'm telling you who I am. And it can't be put in a box. And that's, I think, what society tries to do is so that people can understand it and digest it by society's rules, that you have to be able to put things in a box. I'm completely different. Look at me. I'm different. There's nothing that fits exactly into any type of box with me. I can be attractive and beautiful. I can be lame and homely. You know what I'm saying? All at once. And I appreciate both of those. You know, because there's to me it's a season for everything. When you look at a tree in the winter, it looks completely different than it does when it's ready for harvest. You know, we all go through these seasons, you know? And so it's just, you know, it all just falls into play. And there was a lot more with the conversation. I was impressed with it, and I saw how this is a good person, but again, um, you know, he was so ready to put me into these different boxes. And even though it was nothing wrong or bad about the boxes he was trying to put me into, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? And most people, the majority of people or the majority of society would just let him go with it and just be like, yeah, that's who I am. But no, that's not who I am. Not at all. You know, I'm a very unique person, but I have a lot of qualities that are very same at the same time. You know, we're all different in our own special way, but I'm gonna leave it at that. But that was a very good interaction. Some of these, I wish I could record like every interaction that I have during the day because they're so dynamic, so amazing, so wonderful. And I'm sorry about this horrible thing. I'm trying to learn this song, and as y'all know, I post everything. Like they say, they put hot sauce. They put that ish on everything. I post everything. So, good, bad, ugly, me. Bye.